market review is of the 2017 Ford GT, the Le Mans version. It is a 1/24 scale model by Revell, and this is the updated version for the GT40 that won in Le Mans before. There's some details for the model as well as colors needed. Here's some pictures of the finished model, so a tremendous amount of detail. Wow, it's really is incredible. Let's have a look inside and see what we have in the box. So, first of all, let's start off here with our main body. So you can see from the design it has these channels going through here. This is fairly well molded. We do have some mold lines and some dents, but other than that, there's a little divot here and needs to get filled. The body really comes in two parts and allows airflow down that back channel. But overall, fairly well molded. We do have two axles. These are quite solid metal. We have our brake lights. We have tires. These are smooth tires. They're racing tires. Nice, soft, flexible rubber. We have our glass. Looks like this glass has already been pre-sprayed, which is nice. One less thing to mask off. Let's have a look inside this here. So, here's where the detail begins. Look at this. So here's our engine part and transmission. Fair amount of detail there. Additional engine parts including exhausts, manifold, air intakes. Here's the end of the crankcase. Here is our chassis. Look at that diffuser there. Absolutely smooth on the bottom to allow as minimal friction as possible. I'm not sure what these parts are for, maybe for suspension. Here we have our brakes, with calipers attached. Got exhaust parts here, exhaust manifold, some belts. Okay, here we have our roll cage, side mirrors here, and a Formula 1 type steering wheel. Great level of detail, fairly well molded. I don't see any mold lines or flashing. Here's the floor pan of the cockpit. You can see all these additional details. The seat's going to go here for the driver, top of the dashboard cover, and radiator. Here we have our wheels, and pretty part of our roll cage here. There's our pedal box, back part of the roll cage here. There's our seat, bucket seat to protect the driver. Here's our rear wing, and then the dashboard there. So next we're going to look at our decals, and these are very nicely printed here. Tremendous level of detail, really good quality. Different numbers you can use. Lastly is our instructions. So some details about the car. There's the color code. We'll start off with the cockpit there. Put on the chassis. We next build our engine block. Start to build up our roll cage once the engine is mounted. The rest of the roll cage is inserted, as well as the dashboard. We've got our air vents going through the radiators. Now we start to build up our wheel suspension. Wheel corners, the hubs are mounted, and brakes. Exhaust are then mounted. And all the air intakes put on top of the roll cage. More air vents. And then our wheels are mounted on the tires, on the axles as well. Now you're starting our body parts here. The body is then mounted together. Glass is inserted. That's all then mounted to the chassis. And last few parts, the brake lights and the wing is mounted, as well as the side mirrors and headlights. Here are the decal, is the decal and paint guide with the different numbers and their options. And the side, there are different options there. So, all in all, a very detailed kit. Tremendous amount of little fiddly bits. Decals are great. Overall, great model.